doing? This is MK, the SMARTVIEW. So right about today, we'll be going on to a live gameplay on the high-low system. As you all know, a few days back, the high-low system was integrated with the status of what a strategy being formulated, and we'll be going on. Now, I've stated that in the high-low system, you have what? 3 procedures to follow, which is number 1, the 24-hour statistics, number 200 draws, and number 3. So, but for today now, before this comes out, we are playing on lows. So we'll be on lows for this gameplay. So from ID 31 to ID 40 or ID 40. As I've stated, lows is actually good to play between 10 to 15 draws, nothing more than 10 to 15 draws. So in this sense, as I stated, you first of all go on 24 hours, you go on 100 draws, then you have what you call what? Momentum, you have slack, you have balance, you have rebalance, and you have what? Change in delivery. So right now we are going through what? The change in delivery, balance and rebalance system. So back here we had what? Lows, we had what? Highs, we have what? Balance, rebalance, balance. We could go rebalance, or we get into momentum very soon. That's why I stated that we are to play lows. So from ID 31 to ID 40, let's see how many lows we can have. In that given sense, as long as you have up to 5, you are well to do. If you have up to 6, you are making up to 50% profit using what? Martingale. Without martingale, you are breaking even at 5. You are making 1 out of what? 10 of your stake back in. So in that given sense, as I stated, from ID 31 we'll be playing low. That is because we are using the system of what? Change in delivery. So we are making use of what? Change in delivery. First of all, I checked out the 24-hour statistics, followed by the 100 draw statistics. What he gave me was what? Low. So all I have to do now is to come over to the last 10 draws and check, are we using momentum, slack, and balance, rebalance, or are we using what? Change in delivery. So you understand, once you have a change in delivery, it can always be followed by slack and balance, rebalance. But in most cases, once you see a change in delivery, it's much more a phase of momentum, which means that let's refresh this to see. So 31 here we had what? Low. 32 we had what? High. 33 we had what? Low. So this is much more like what? Balance, rebalance, balance, rebalance, balance. So you do understand there is this change, but we started from ID 31 in this given sense, and we've had what? 2 out of 3. So we are going out of 10. Let's see how many we'll be actually getting by the next 10 draws from now. We have this at ID 31. So we continue on the gameplay. So all the way to ID 40. Let's see how far we are actually going to get. As I did tell you, using what? Martingale, if you have yourself 6 out of 10, you have a 50% what? Profit ratio. That is the good thing about what? The high low. Due to the fact he has odds of 2.00, is actually quite profitable. The major thing you don't want to do is to find yourself playing lows when there is this happening. Once you have 1, 2, 3, 4, martingale 4 is out, capital bond. So you always want to make sure that you get yourself in with what we call, or in trading they call it sniper entry, entering at the best position. So you don't want to enter too early. That's why I also stated, don't go anything more than 10 draws. 10 to 15 draws is ideal. If you win 10 out of 10 draws, you've made 100% of your more than 100% of your capital, or 100% of your capital. You get yourself 6 out of 10, you're making 50% of your capital. You get 7 out of 10, you're making around 60% of your capital. So you do understand what I'm saying. That's the thing there. So let's get on now. You don't want to be what? Playing lows when there is this. That is the reason why you have to check out 24 hours, you have to check out 100 draws. If you enter this place at this position now playing low, not using martingale, you lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. You are staking 1,000 naira. You have only won 3,000 naira. You have lost 2,000 naira. You are using martingale. Within this 1, 2, 3, 4 stretch of losses, you've lost everything. So it's not all about, well, let's gamble it, let's check it out. The odds are high, it's 2.00. Whichever way I can make a staking plan that can go up to what? 10 times, 6 times. This is it. On the all-time statistics now, both the high and the low can go 19 in a stretch. So most definitely you cannot have a plan for this. whatever staking plan that you want to use in Martingale that takes you up to 19 times, 20 times cannot be sensible. The capital needed will be way too high. So it's all about getting what? A good entry position. So that is it right there. So we did start at ID what? 31 here. We've won 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 so far. As I told you, if you get 6 out of 10, you are having yourself what? 50% of your total staking. So if you started with 11,000, you are making around 5,000, 5,005 at the end of 6 game wins. So refresh this now. So we have ourselves a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've won a total of 5 out of 7, and we have just 1 max lock streak so far. So looking at this now is a thing of making sure that you enter the right time. As I've stated, and I will say it again, check out your 24-hour statistics, check out your 100 draws statistics, then you can go in to look at what is happening. Look for entry. This is for entry. Your last 10 draws, you're looking for momentum, you're looking for slack, you're looking for balance, you're looking for rebalance, you're looking for change in delivery. You have to look in at all those. Once you get all those, then it's high time you can go in now for a gameplay. So let's get on to that. So we've gotten ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of what? 8 gameplay so far. We have 2 more and we call it a day. We do calculations and we know how far did we go on this. So the major thing, as I stated to you, playing what high-low, despite it being what 2.00 odds, cannot be random. I showed you where we had what 5 wins of highs in a row. If your martingale covered up to 4, you've lost it out, and that is the downside. Despite the high odds, once you fail to play the right thing, you will get kicked out before you know it. The high-low is actually one of the most dangerous in Bet9ja system. So that is it right there. So we have a high now. We have ourselves 6 out of 9 so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9. So I stated, if you can get yourself 6 out of 10, you are good to go. So we have 6 out of 9. Let's see if we are getting 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. Then we do our calculation. You understand this more. So we'll be taking consideration that per stake we are making use of 1,000 naira, and in that given system now, using 2.00 odds, you make what? 2,000 naira, and that is 1,000 naira in profit per stake. So we do the math and we end the video. But one major thing I should tell you is the fact that the high-low has 2.00 odds, a decent odd, but is one of the most riskiest to venture into. One of the most riskiest. So we did have ourselves 6 out of 10.